Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator with Cookie Pirate. Today we're flying the Cirrus SR22 from Whitehorse in the Yukon up in Canada. Headed down to Juneau, Alaska. We're going at 19,000 feet. Should be about a 46-minute flight. 142 miles, climb aboard, and yeah, let's go flying. Yeah, so it's been a little while since I've done a flight, because this week has been extremely busy for me, and I really only have time to do a relatively short flight while I get some stuff done this evening before I go back for an extremely busy day tomorrow, too. The ground is covered in snow. Great. What's going on, Dino Dukes? How are you? Alright, we're ready to fly. Well, not quite. No, we gotta... We're ready to load in and start up the aircraft and then fly. Alright, battery switches on. Alright, initialize that CDI to GPS. Haven't seen you in a bit? Yeah, I haven't been on at all this week. I've worked about 70 hours since Monday, so I've been pretty tired, been working really long days. We went too high. I'm trying to set that to 110. I was thinking 120 for a minute, and that's not right. Oh, come on. Come on! I can't set that there. Oh, there we go. I'm trying not to be too slow. Here, nav and strobe lights on. Alright, let's see here. Mixture is full rich, so I gotta set that there. Alright, throttle. Oh, you know what? No, we can't do that yet. I'm gonna shut that off. And the reason is we've got no room. Grab a look out. Yeah, no way will we be able to make that turn. And I'm not about to mess up the plane. Are we doing Plenco 2 tomorrow? Possibly, 100% definitely not. I'm not going to be streaming at all tomorrow. I'm going to be working probably anywhere from 12 to 15 hours, just depending. So. Alright, I'm going to release the parking brake, and we're going to get a pushback here. So we have enough room to turn. Oh, my allergies are bugging me too, so I'm sorry if I sound kind of gonky. Any day now for the pushback, please. Alright, so we do have room to turn out and go that way. That would probably be the best option there. It's fine, don't overwork yourself too much. Don't want you collapsing from overwork. Now, I'll be good. I mean, it's been a lot, but I'm hanging in there. I'm actually having a lot of fun this week. And the extra money is nice as well. So what is going on with this pushback? Why is he not hooking up to me? Because we really need to move back so we get enough room here. My allergies are bugging me bad though. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, come back. Push the plane, please. Lights are on. We probably would have waited to do all of that stuff before the, or until after the pushback was done. Come on. You should get FS24 set up soon. I have it installed, but I have not had time to go through and configure all the flight controls and everything like that, because unlike this, 24 is not really ready out of the box. So I do want to get that taken care of. That's good there, so we'll go ahead and disengage from the tug, set the parking brake back, and a battery drain. You really don't want that too long. Alright. What just happened? There we go. Okay. Now, boost bump on. The mixture stays full rich. We'll bump the throttle forward, back, and then just up a little bit. And nav and strobe lights are on. Let's turn the ignition to both. Actually, you'd want to wait to do that before you clear and just turn it all over at once. Clear left, clear right, we're good. Alright, engine is started, oil pressure's immediately into the green. Temperature's going to take a little bit to rise there. It's only 5 Celsius here, so it's not very warm. But spring is arriving. Let's get the weather here. Alright, the wind 350 at 5, so that probably means we're going to take off one of the 3-2s. We could take runway 2, I believe. Pull the map up in a minute. Yeah, the wind is variable from 32 to 05, so we might take runway 2. 40 miles of visibility, that's really good. Few clouds at 6,000, broken at 24,000, we're not going that high. 5 Celsius and 2985, that is set. Okay, let me pull the map up. Actually, we can go ahead and turn the alternator switches on. Avionics. I'm gonna get up real quick. Sorry, my allergies are freaking killing me right now. Ugh. Okay, sorry about that. Ugh. Alright, that's initialized. I want to pull the map up, and let's see what our options... Have you ever done any flights outside of North America before? It'd be cool if you started to do flights around the world. I mean, I've done a few different places. I've done French Polynesia a bit, so Tahiti, Bora Bora, the Marquesas, Hawaii. I did one in New Zealand, that was fun, but other than that I haven't really done much. I did a couple in Chile, down in South America. That was really cool. Other than that, I haven't really done anything in other parts of the world. Haven't done any in Europe. And the aviation systems over there in many other places outside of the US and Canada are quite different, and I don't really know the rules of those and the flight level changes and everything. So, I mean, to fly the plane would be one thing, but to actually like have it configured with the pressure settings and the flight levels, the airspace, I'm not familiar with it, so it is a little bit more difficult to try to do something realistic. Alright, so our options, we could go down to 3-2 left, or we could go... Actually, there's... Oh boy, yeah, there's not really a great way to get to it. We'll go out a longer taxi for runway 2. I think we'll just take 3-2 left. The wind is not super strong. What did it say it was? 350 at 5. Yeah, we can just do 3-2 left. So, our taxi route, we're basically going to turn around, come up. Oh, it's... No, now that I look at it from our current spot, runway 2 might actually be closer. We'll do that. So we're going to swing around, basically a 270 back behind these buildings, out this way and up. And then that's the roll. It's a short runway, but we don't need much runway to take off. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake, and we're going to go ahead and cut our turn. And we're kind of just going to spin around. One thing I will do real quick is cut that power back some. Zoom in on the map so we can see a little better. Yeah, so we're gonna want to go this way here. Perfect. This is really a good plane. It's very well done, and the great thing is, they do have this in Flight Sim 24, and I have it, so I'll be able to continue doing some Cirrus flights, although we'll also be doing the Vision Jet. I also do have the Citation Longitude available in 24. Alright, we're coming up to a... That should be a boundary marking. That's actually the wrong marking there, but no worries. Just gonna come up forward and we're gonna take a left turn on this main taxiway. What do we have here? A fire truck and a forklift. Welcome to Flight Sim, folks.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun.
Alright, this is the whole bar right here, so we're gonna go ahead and set our brakes. We'll need to make sure that we don't follow that, because that takes you up to 1-4 right. So we're going to make a sharper right turn, and this is the runway right here that we'll be taking off from. Let's go ahead and do a quick run up here. We're going to bring the power up to 1700 RPMs. Right there is good. Mag check. Good drop on the right, back to both. Alright, now to the left. Good drop, back to both. Engine instruments are all looking good. We don't have any warnings or errors. I'll go ahead to power idle, set the flaps to half, and let's look outside the cockpit real quick. Center that. Rudder is good. Elevator is good. Ailerons are good. Flaps are confirmed at half. We are just about ready to go. VNav on. Gonna set runway heading when we get out there. There is some terrain we'll have to watch out for. Zoom out on the map a little bit more. There we go. And here comes the vehicle. And wait, we've got it. Oh no, he's turning. Okay, I thought we were gonna have to.
Engaging autopilot.
No. There we go. Alright. Brake release. Let's taxi out. Oh, so good the vehicles don't render collisions. Oh, what a pain. Let's just make sure that there. So that's parking back there, so we're good. And we're going to make the sharp right turn. You see the arrows pointing. That's actually a takeoff run. Pitot heat required. Oh, the temperature dropped. It's 4 Celsius now. Alright, so let's hold that there. I'm going to keep the parking brake released. I'm just holding the pedal brakes. We're going to set heading, runway heading, turn that on. Let's just check VNav is on, altitude, FLC are all on. We are good. Pitot heat. Oh, landing light. We need that too. Pitot heat. We're good. Alright. Full power. Engine instruments are still good. Airspeed has come alive. We're looking for 77 knots to rotate. That's 50. 60. 70. And there's 77. Up. Up. Oh, this thing's climbing out slow. I may not. I wonder if it's not trimmed. Right there. We got a positive rate of climb though. We're coming up good. Flaps are coming up. We can engage the autopilot now since we're on runway heading. And the plane is out. Why is that doing that? Absolutely screwed up. It just pitched us down to try to accelerate. Let's re-engage that. Ah, that was weird. We're up 1,000. Oh, you know what? It's trying to keep us level. Did I forget to set the altitude? Wow. Stupid. Okay. Well, that was my mistake. Now we're going to go ahead and spin this around. We'll begin that left turn. Now we've got what we're trying. Can turn the landing light off. Yeah, that was an oversight. Beautiful view of the city of Whitehorse over here, though. Grab a look outside the cockpit in just a quick second. Whoop. Misclick. Keep that turn coming. And we can go ahead and engage nav mode on. That's keeping heading off, so it's just going to turn to intercept the course. If we look down here, great view of the city of Whitehorse, still covered in snow. And then the airport, we're going right back over the top of it. Hey Shem, what's going on? Set that altitude? Yeah, completely forgot to do that. So when I said don't sink, because we were going down about 200 feet per minute, which is not much. But that's still enough to trigger the indicator there. And that's when I realized I didn't set it. I missed it. So we're okay. Now we're established on our route. We're going to pull the power back down to 30.5 on the manifold pressure, just like normal, right there. And we're going to lean the mixture until we get to about 20 gallons per hour. That'll be peak power. See, it kind of maxes out at about 89%. If we were, I'll just demonstrate. If we were to pull the power back, see that power dropping, and you set it right at the green, which is your peak engine temperatures, we're getting less performance. So what I'm going to do is enrich in the mixture back to that 20 gallons per hour, and you see it's peaking right there, 89%. That's what we want when we do a rich of peak climb. If we were to do a lean of peak climb, you would actually pull back for your maximum efficiency, which would be, you'd be looking at these temperatures down here, and you'd want probably 75 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit less than that there. But I like the rich of peak because it gets us the best climb power for good fuel efficiency, and we want to get climbed up pretty quick here. We can zoom out a little bit more. And while we're climbing, I'll just pull it up. Our route today is taking us straight down out of the Yukon. This is the Yukon River. This here is Carcross, Skagway, Alaska. So we're going to be crossing the line somewhere over here. And we're going down. This is Haines. We're following the Lynn Canal. And then Juneau is right down here. So it's a pretty straightforward flight. I've actually done this route before a few times. And it is a very pretty route, in my opinion, with all of the mountains and everything. Great weather. Unfortunately, the weather in much of Alaska is not very good today. But this is an area that the weather was actually really good. And I even looked at Hawaii, and the weather down there was not particularly good, so I settled on this. Getting pretty decent climb performance of 1,500 feet per minute. We are light. Keep that boost pump on for now. And we're just looking around. Yeah, the mountains out that way are pretty. Quick look outside again. Now looking at the Yukon River. Right down over here, Miles Canyon and Whitehorse Rapids, which I believe the town is named after. But when gold miners would actually come into Skagway or DIR, just gonna be, I don't think we're really gonna be able to see it, but it would be pretty far kind of over the mountain passes that way. They would actually find a place called Bennett Lake, which is... Oh, over... Yeah, we're going to be flying over it, I think. Kind of right down here. They'd cross over the White Pass or Chilkat trails from Skagway or Dyea, respectively, and come up and spend the winter at Lake Bennett. And then when the ice melted in the spring, they would actually sail their boats up this way along the Yukon River and some of those lakes up to Whitehorse, where Whitehorse Rapids and Miles Canyon were located. And they would go all the way to Dawson, which is an hour flight the opposite direction. This is CarMax. You'd go up this way, Dawson is up here. It's basically across from, not quite Fairbanks, Delta Junction, over here. This is the Tanana River. And if you were to go past Dawson on the Yukon, you'd be going way up to the town of Eagle in Alaska, and then Circle City and Fort Yukon, which sits on the Arctic Circle. They've done many flights up there. But yeah, just a little historical reference there. Back into the cockpit, let's see how much further. Oh, that's pretty out there. Of course, these mountains are still covered in snow, with the temperatures just above freezing in the daytime here. All right, 14,000 feet, minus 16 Celsius. That is 3 Fahrenheit. Yeah, really a pretty easy flight. Straightforward. Getting a really favorable 21 knot wind aloft, getting us an 18 knot tailwind component right now. That's actually really good. That might involve a lean of peak climb. Yeah. I know, for as short of a flight as this is, I tend to do rich of peak. If we were doing like a 2.5 or 3 hour flight and not carrying much fuel, that would be a circumstance where you would want to consider doing a lean of peak climb, which actually our speed would be higher, 120 to 130 on the climb, with more or less cruise efficiency. It's generally not something that I care to do on short flights less than like an hour and a half, which are very rare for me to do in the sim. I try to keep my flights about an hour or a little less. Today's is 46 minutes. It's probably going to be a tad longer because we have to set up for an approach into Juneau, and the terrain over there is interesting. So it actually kind of hampers our descent profile a little bit. But not to worry. We're 17,000 feet, so we got 2,000 to go before we reach cruise. And yeah, look at those views over there. That's pretty. Out there too. I don't think we're gonna see it. I think we're a bit... yeah, I don't think so. Well, actually, maybe a little bit in the distance, but there are some pretty tall peaks there right on the border of the Yukon and Alaska. Actually, I think they're higher over here. That might be where we're looking. Let me pull the map up again real quick. Oh no, those are way further away. So yeah, we're looking in the distance off our right wing. We'd be looking at the really high mountains. There's a couple that are 18. Yep, there they are. Out over there, some mountains that are about 18 to 19,000 feet tall. Alright, now that we're above 18, we're going to go ahead and set standard pressure. 2992. And we're about to level off. Beautiful. Leave that set right there. And we can go ahead and switch to the right tank and turn the boost pump off. And as we accelerate, we'll find remaining time to Juneau. So when Haines Airport, which is right here, is right off our right wing. This is right about there, the border of Alaska and Canada, the Yukon. No, actually no, British Columbia. That's right, because the Yukon ends at 60 degrees of latitude. So that's going to be, I'm looking on the map, basically right here where we pass over this lake is going to be the border of British Columbia down here and Yukon where we're flying over right now. But the border with Alaska and Canada will be right there, abeam Haines Airport. Because it kind of comes up this way and then it comes back down and then kind of just follows all the way down toward Ketchikan down here, basically. Alright, we have a 20 knot tailwind component, which is pretty good. We are set for cruise, so just get to sit back and relax and enjoy the scenery a little bit. Minus 26, that's minus 15 Fahrenheit up here. A little bit cold, but crystal clear skies. And if I look to see, I believe the local time, it would be like 7:30 in the evening in Yukon. Yeah, almost 7:30. Same with British Columbia. But when we get into Alaska, we lose an hour. So it's actually only almost 6:30 in Alaska right now. Throughout pretty much the entire state, with the exception of some of the far west Aleutian Islands. Yeah, the sun right off our right wing. Take a look at that. Yeah, so the really tall mountains are out that way. But you got some over there that are relatively tall too, but not as tall as we are. Not as high, I should say. But those over there are. Let me look, just out of curiosity, with the height. Oh, it doesn't say because it's actually in Canada. So the maps that I use on SkyVector only show elevation and kind of landmarks in Alaska. What they do show in Canada are just some of the airports and the airspace. But it's actually so remote up here. I think the Yukon is one of the smallest populations of any province or territory in Canada. Yeah, just beautiful views. This is why I love this route so much. Because you're going over 2 countries, 3 provinces or territories or states, subdivision. And it's short. It's 46 minutes today. I mean, if we had no wind, it would probably be about 52 or so. And if we were going the opposite direction, I think it would probably be, well, I could tell you. I could just reverse the, on SkyVector. No, 53 minutes. Okay, so that's actually no. So calm wind would probably be about 49, 50. Not bad. 27 minutes remaining in the flight at our current speed. Let's round up to a half hour. We set up for the approach and everything. What we should try to do is actually plan for an approach. Oh, a little bit of light turbulence over these mountains here. It was almost glass smooth taking off out of Whitehorse. Now we're still too far away. Although, what we can do is cheat. A little bit. Just pull the weather up on the map. 140 at 8. So that's actually favoring an approach to runway 8. That's better for us. 10 miles visibility, few clouds at 23,000 feet. 11 Celsius is 52 Fahrenheit. And 2985, same altimeter as it was in Whitehorse. Perfect. So what I'll actually go ahead and do is we'll select an approach. The weather should be plenty good for a visual, but I think just to be on the safe side, we're either going to take the LDA or the RNAV. And I'm not really sure what the difference between the two. Well, the LDA is offset. RNAV is slightly offset as well. Basically going to be taking us out over the water here. Yeah, so let's set up for the final approach course offset 15 degrees. Would let us descend to, what are the minimums? 1880. And then we fly visually from 1800 feet down to so I'm actually gonna set, we're gonna go, yeah. So the RNAV GPS Zulu. And we're gonna go to, no. This is out of date a little bit. Okay, we're not going to do that. LDA Bardlow, that lets us only go down to 3,200, so the RNAV approach actually is better. If we can do it. Yeah, alright. So we'll do RNAV GPS Zulu from Factors Chill, Sisters Island, that's the opposite side. We'll go to Gumley, since it isn't letting us choose Ogimi, which is the intermediate fix, and we can't go to the final approach fix. So we're gonna go Gumley, let's just see how that looks on the map. And we need to actually activate that. So let's go activate approach. And that's going to turn us to the initial fix, and that gives us a couple more minutes at our cruise altitude. So I have the approach plate pulled up on my sky vector on my second screen. Let's grab a look around. Yeah, more mountains, beautiful. We are into British Columbia at this time. And our top of descent is actually right abeam Haines, so pretty much we'll start our descent right over the country boundary. Over the border. So our minimum altitude at Gumley, all the way to Ogimi, is gonna be 3,400 feet. So basically it's gonna tell us our top of descent is gonna be about over here. And we're coming down, we're gonna come out over the water. And we need to be at 3,400 feet at this point. So we don't care what we cross these at, as long as we are at 3,400 here. Mene, however you say that, I don't know, is the final approach fix. Will be at 2,700 feet, and we can descend out here. Our minimum is 1,800 until we get a visual, which the weather is going to be super good. So once we're lined up, we'll be able to just fly visually, land runway 8 into Juneau. And the great thing when I switch to 24 is the charts are available in game, so I won't actually have to pull sky vector charts up on my second monitor. Other than just for like visual reference or something like that. The approach plates will be available in game. Or are available in game, I should say. And we will be doing 24 next week at some point, just once I manage to get the flight controls all set up and get the settings configured and everything. Gonna do a lot of fun stuff. Definitely some SR22 flights. We'll even probably do the Cub Crafters X Cub. Haven't done that plane in a long time. And then as well as the Cirrus Vision Jet and the Citation Longitude. Two really good planes in FS24. The Longitude is really good in this sim as well. Step up real quick here for a moment. Just check on something. Yeah, we're looking good there. Perfect. I feel like I have so much stuff to do around my house, considering how much I've worked. Just come home and basically shower or go to sleep. And haven't really gotten done a ton of stuff that I realistically need to do when I do get a day that I get to leave work at my normal time, which hopefully will be Monday. We'll see. .3,400 feet is set, so we can start downward once we cross the top of descent point. And I know we passed it a bit, but if we look back here, this is Bennett Lake right over here, I believe. I could be wrong on that. Everything's covered in snow, makes it a little bit tougher to see. No, yeah. So back up kind of where we were. Yeah, so realistically, I think that would be it right there. Very beautiful up here. Ooh, that's even more pretty. Look at that. That is cool. Does it not let us switch seats? Not in this plane. It does in the Longitude. Oh well. Realistically, I mean, it's not like we're getting out of our seat and climbing into the right seat just to be able to look. That'd be kind of funny. So probably another 3 minutes or so until we begin the descent. So it's telling us 13 minutes to that fix, and then 19 minutes until we land in Juneau tonight. Yeah, let's look at that for a minute. That's just too good of a view. I love it. Those of you that have been watching me on Flight Sim for a while know how much I love doing Alaska flights. And this counts. I mean, even though we started in Canada, we're going to Alaska. And the Yukon is also one of my favorite places. You're more limited on airports up there. Of course, you've got Whitehorse, Dawson, which are really only the only two major. And even Dawson wouldn't really consider super major. But Dawson is the second biggest town in the Yukon. And then they've got a few others. Watson Lake, Old Crow are really neat. And then you have airports like Mayo, Faro, Teslin. Some really pretty areas. It's so remote. Much like Alaska, but I think to an even greater extent, depending on where you're at. Uno dos, what's going on? Do a barrel roll? Not in this plane. And would not go over well. If I was flying an aerobatic plane, yeah. Much more realistic ability to do that. Winds have kind of settled down a little bit. Now we're getting about a 15 knot tailwind component here. We're also getting pushed a little bit to the side. So we're angled inward a little bit to prevent a drift off course. Top of descent coming up right now, so we're going to go ahead and pull the power back down to about 35–40%. Right there should be good. Let's see what our it's slowing us down a tad. Well, let's just see what the descent profile. Actually, we can put that power back in for a moment until we do start downward. Just a touch early. There we go, now we're starting downward, we're going to pull that power back. We're actually going to keep it in just for a minute to accelerate a little bit, because we want to be about 155 on that descent. Let's go ahead and start us downward a little bit. It's keeping us a little bit more of a gradual path. No, now we're going down. Let's pull that back down to about 40% now. That might still be a tad much. Let's get down to about 38, 37. Yeah, that's good there. Let's go ahead and set the altimeter 2985 in Juneau. So we're set right there. And yeah, we can see we're in Alaska now as we started our descent, and if we look on the map here, you can kind of see the route that we're going to be taking into Juneau. Basically right out over the water, and then a turn, and it's angled. So once we get to about here, or before, if we get a visual, we'll break off and just come in and land. Beautiful view out this way. And that's still super pretty out over there. I see some taller mountains in the distance. Hey Flyer Robin, how are ya? Good to see ya. Yeah, the views up here are spectacular. One of my favorite places to fly. And it's not super common that you get the weather as nice as it is in this area, so yeah, it's a good opportunity to take advantage of. As we descend, we want to make sure our mixture stays. I'm going to pull that power back just a touch because we're at 160. What about there? We want to make sure the mixture stays within this green. Right now we're good. As we descend, we'll probably need to enrich in it a little bit. Power setting is good. Down to minus 15 Celsius, that's 5 above Fahrenheit. So it is starting to warm up. The last weather report said it was 52 Fahrenheit, 11 Celsius on the ground in Juneau. You can actually see where some of the ice is melting back, like right here and everything. Grab a view outside. Oh yeah, look at that, where the ice here is melted, and then it's still frozen up this way. And I think Juneau's going to be down over in kind of this valley, if I'm not mistaken. Sun kind of continuing to come down, as it is about, yeah, 6:45 Alaska time, 7:45 Yukon time. Very fine power adjustment just to keep that speed in. And the wind has really settled down. Now we're getting an 11 knot tailwind, which makes sense as you descend. Generally the winds are stronger the higher you go, but not always the case. Really excited to fly the Vision Jet again and Flight Sim 24. That was the first plane that I flew in that sim. It's a treat. It's not super powerful, super fast, but it's fun. You get really great avionics. It is a very capable airplane. It's loaded with some cool stuff, so I'll be looking forward to demoing that probably next week. Even more spectacular in 24, absolutely. What isn't? But yeah, we'll be flying 24 at some point this coming week here. Just I need to take a day when I get home from work, my normal time, just to come through and check all of the settings, get the flight controls programmed, and on my joystick that is, and then we'll be able to go. And at that point, once it's all fully set up, I don't think we'll even really need to do any more Flight Sim 20. Because 24 actually does seem to run better on my computer than 20, probably because it's more optimized. And it can take more advantage of the hardware that I have in my PC. Alright, just passing through 10,000 feet now. Mixture is still good. Let me look at this approach plate again. Alright, so we're almost to Gumley. That doesn't matter. This here, oh, give me the intermediate fixes when we'll turn, and we can descend below 3,400 feet. We need to be at 2,700 feet here, and then we can continue down to 1,800 feet until we have the airport in sight, and at that point we can just adjust our course to come in visually. Interesting little patch of ice extending out this way. My guess would probably be the sun hasn't been on it enough to melt. I don't know. It's just weird because it's kind of isolated compared to looking back like this way, where you can clearly see it's further north that the ice hasn't melted. Kind of get another little patch here, probably because of the mountains. Be my guess again. If you look out this way, yeah, so Juneau's going to be kind of in through here. I think that might be it, actually. May already be able to see the runway. I'm not certain of that. We're still a little far from it. And here's what's really interesting. If you take a look at this, there's no snow over here. But there's snow all over here. Oh, Flight Sim, I love the way how it does the snow on the mountains and down at sea level and everything like that. Kind of funny. I remember doing a flight in the X-Cub from I want to say maybe Skagway down to Juneau in the summertime, and I just remember laughing so much because there's so much snow on the Juneau side, like over here where the airport and the city are. But on all of this back here, there was no snow. Definitely a little interesting. Alright, there we go, 7,000 feet. And that small turn that we did is to line up from the initial fix on course to Ogimi, the intermediate fix. That was where we continued down to 3,400 feet. No icing. Nothing to worry about there. We didn't go through any clouds. The weather's absolutely beautiful. We can zoom in on this map a little bit. Yeah, That's good there.
Living me these dreams when I think of you and me. Don't wanna leave the world you see, and I will hold you down if love is still alive. It's all forgiven.
Wow, that is pretty. Look at that. That's cool.
Just listen to the sound. Two hearts beating time. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. It's all forgiven to my eyes. Hey yeah, hey yeah.
And this is saying about 6.5 minutes we'll be on the ground at Juneau, right over here. And about just under 3 minutes until we get to that intermediate fix there. I'm gonna call it a night, Noodle. See ya, have a good time. Alright, Dino Dukes, have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you again. Oh, a quick look out of the cockpit. Yeah. This is why I like flying up here so much. That is absolutely gorgeous. Even back that way is pretty. But right off the right wing right now is amazing. Alright, there's the airport right there, so we have a visual. I don't know why I called you Noodle. That's a streamer I watched 5 years ago, my bad. Oh, no worries. Maybe a mistype or... That's all good. Bye for real. Alright, man. No worries. Have a great evening. Yeah, and the sun going down. You can kind of see the shadow of the mountains here as we descend. Alright, 1,000 feet to go. And if we're a little high at that fix, it's okay. The rule on the chart, I know you can't see it, but the rule on the chart is you can't be below the specified altitude. If you're above, it's okay. Although, it might kind of steepen your descent, which can kind of make for a little bit of a messy approach profile. But if we're a little high, it's not a big deal. If we're way up, then that's a problem. But we're looking good here, just coming down through 4,000 feet. There begins the turn. And it looks like the final approach course is activating. So we're going to turn to intercept it. We're leveling off and we can go down now to 2,700 feet. That's the height that we need to cross this fix, Mene, right there. Come on, YouTube. My music's loading so slow, I don't understand why.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight,
And the lowest we can go is 1880. So we'll set 1900, and at that point we should be able to fly and proceed visually. Alright, now that we're coming up on the final approach fix, let's do a few final items. The mixture is going to go full rich at this time. Boost pump, let's check our fuel levels. We can switch to the left tank, just for balance. Not a big deal. We'll turn the landing light on. 2 Celsius, the pitot heat is still going to stay on. Can't turn it off until it gets to 5, I think. So 41 Fahrenheit. We may have a weather update. Let's just check real quick. It usually updates right about the top of the hour. And no, we don't have it yet. CYXY-PAJN, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Hello, welcome. Alright, it should be descending us on the course, but we're good. We can actually proceed visually, so disengage the autopilot. Let's go half flaps. There's a typhoon in the Western Pacific right now. That's wild. Hope you stay safe. Let's trim the plane out just a little bit. We're a little high on our course right now. But we can break away and proceed visually, so we're good. Let's take some power out. We want to get slowed down to 110 and go full flaps. It's category 4, wow. Yeah, really stay safe. Hope y'all are going to be okay there. Still a little bit high, but I'd rather be high with our speed and only half flaps. We can go full flaps below 110, but we're at 113. So we gotta slow that down. Let's bump the power back down to about 30%. That should help. And then when we go full flaps, gonna get a little bit of a difference, so we're gonna have to adjust the trim and our power setting to maintain our course. There's 109 full flaps. Power in. There's the pitch down. Trim a little. And we can hand fly here. Gentle winds about 4 knots. Let's put that power back and keep this 90 knots. It's called Sinlaku. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. We are a little high on our approach course, but since we have a visual, we are good. Only thing is going to be a little bit of terrain. Kind of that hill right there. We don't want to be low. There's the outer marker. Zoom in a little bit more. Where are we flying? We are heading into Juneau, Alaska right now. We took off out of Whitehorse in the Yukon. Yeah, some beautiful views. Out over that way, right there, you see the all the channels. No snow. And over here there is. Oh, flight sim never change. You have to go on a trip in 2 more months. Oh, I hope you have a good trip. Alright, so we're gonna disregard the VNAV glide path. It's not really accurate below that minimum descent. Because what happens is you can't, on the approach, you can't go below that minimum descent, which is 1800 and change, whatever it was exactly, until you have a visual, and then you just fly the visual approach to the runway. So we're looking good. Passing a little high above that terrain right there. Just because it is high, we don't want to obviously have an issue with it. Now we're going to take the power out. We're going to go idle. Now that we're on the back side of that hill, we can come in and just fly visually right down to the runway. 51 days until hurricane season. Yeah, and you have one early this year. That's very early. That's wild.
500.
We are coming in fast. So we're gonna bleed off a little bit of speed. Here's the approach lights. We're gonna level off. We're gonna put a little bit of power back in because we don't want to get too slow at the flare. We're already a little bit slow. But we're looking good. Take the power out. Now we're over the runway. Flare. Beautiful. Not bad. Alright, we're just gonna roll down the runway, bring the flaps up. We could take that first turn actually. Let's hit the brakes. Oh. Oh, a little bit of a wobble right there. And we can make that turn. Clear of the runway. So I'm going to set the parking brake real quick and just look on the map where we're going to park. We will go... I think the GA parking is generally... Oh, it's right in the back. Okay. Yeah. You can also go kind of over to some of those, but we're just going to go straight back here. Let's just confirm the flaps are up. We'll leave the boost pump on for now. We can turn the landing light off, pitot heat off. It's only 8 Celsius, so that actually did drop a little bit. And if we check the weather... Yeah, it just updated. Okay, so 050, 2984. That's a difference of 10 feet. Too much going on that approach. So let's just go ahead, taxi forward. And we're going to go to the back. Beautiful. And it's just now about 7 p.m. up here in Alaska. I would imagine sunset is probably within the next 45 minutes or so based on the descent with the sun. And the question is, who's parking us? We can swing around to any of these, really. Just come in here and park ourselves. This right here works. Kind of in the box. Yeah, our wings are lined. Just get straightened out there. Alright, parking brake set. Let's go ahead and begin the shutdown. Boost pump is going to come off. Those lights stay on. Avionics and the alternator switches off. Clear those. Cut the mixture. 52 minutes. Okay, so yeah, it ended up being just a little bit more, and we had to circle out for that approach there. Interesting, it didn't count a takeoff out of Whitehorse. Well, how else did we get airborne? Continue. Alright, engine is stopped. We clear the annunciators, and we can turn the ignition off. All that's left. Cut the lights, and the battery switches right there. Take a look out of the cockpit. Yeah, we didn't do too bad parking ourselves. We're in the box. We're a little bit to the left off that center line right there. But we did well. Alright folks, that's going to do it for tonight. Welcome to beautiful sunny Juneau, Alaska. Hope you enjoyed the flight. I'm not going to be doing any tomorrow because it's going to be a super long day at work, but I think we're going to try to maybe pick back up Monday. We'll see. Stay tuned, because I'm not certain. It depends on what time I get out of work Monday and what else I'm able to get done. Flyer Robin, no, not tonight, unfortunately. I'd love to, but it's getting pretty late. I gotta finish some stuff up and get to bed, because I'll have a super long, probably a 12 to 15 hour day at work tomorrow, so... I wish I could do another, but... it's... not really a viable option tonight, unfortunately. But stay tuned, because we'll definitely be doing some more flying this coming week. So, it was great to be back tonight. I've missed doing this. So, folks, I look forward to seeing you next time in a couple days or so. And until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see ya.